This is another fishing podcast.
I love Berkley very, very much. Probably my favorite fishing company because I love power baits so much. But now their hard baits are getting so darn good too. Their whole lineup is really, really solid. So, but they've got this RAWLER jig, okay? And I'm probably most excited, all the lures that are coming out, I'm probably most excited about this, okay? The Berkley RAWLER jig, and this is coming from Target Walleye. So thanks to Target Walleye, I get so much information from Brett McComas at Target Walleye. Thank you, Brett, for all of the info here to keep me in the know in the fishing world. So the Berkley RAWLER jig answers the call for ultimate control and precision casting with slow turn and high flash crawler actions. Okay, so this is basically like a walleye lure. Although, guys, I think this could do really well in bass fishing. I think there's a lot of like crossover stuff that doesn't happen necessarily in fishing because fishing can be so compartmentalized. Bass fishermen are only, doing bass fishing things. Walleye fishermen are only doing walleye fishing things. There needs to be more cross-pollination, to be honest, because there's actually a lot of applications that work best for both of those species. But anyway, I think this is one of them, the Berkley RAWLER jig. So the hydrodynamic lead alloy head design casts like a bullet, drops in fast, and maintains elevation on the retrieve for the ultimate crawler presentation on every cast. So you're tipping this with a night crawler, okay? With an all-new Fusion 19 helical hook design that is easy to rig and delivers a free turning action as soon as it hits the water. This is what it looks like. And so that hook design it's kind of like Mustad. I had a hook called the Slow Death hook, okay? That made the night crawler, if you had it on like a Lindy rig or a bottom bouncing presentation, it would make the night crawler spin. You just like pinch half a night crawler, put it on this Slow Death hook that had this bend to it that would make that night crawler spin, right? So that spin or that kind of idea is incorporated into this RAWLER jig, okay? And so when you tip this with either a crawler or a crawler imitation, like a gulp crawler or something, it'll spin. I'll show you that here in a second. And okay, so back to this Target Walleye article. I got my hands on one early, and the first thing I noticed was how streamlined and sleek it was. Never had it foul up on the cast, which is seriously impressive with this style of baits. And you can get that crawler to twirl even at super slow speeds. There's a bladed RAWLER jig coming too if you want a little flash or you're throwing it in dirtier water. So here's a better shot of it here. That hook, the way it's bent, it will spin the crawler. And like I said, I love the attention to detail. It looks like you've got a Colorado blade there. That's the bladed RAWLER jig, but the regular RAWLER jig does not have a blade at all. And that head design looks great. Great looking eyes, great attention to detail here. Here's a shot with the bladed RAWLER jig. Nice walleye there. And you could see that they're using it looks like a gulp crawler, so an imitation crawler on there. And so here's really where, you're going to see why I think this thing is so impressive. And I think this is going to be this has so many applications. You can use it for forward sonar. Notice I didn't say facing. You can see it for forward sonar, use it for forward sonar. You could use it for, see this is in the river being great. Mississippi River, where I fish a lot. Just basically dropping to the bottom and raising it up 6 inches and just letting the current make that thing twirl. Look at this video. Look at this action. I mean, come on. And I believe this isn't even the bladed one. This is the bladed one. So that first one was the bladed, non-bladed. This is the bladed version. What's important to look at is the action of the crawler. Look at how great that looks. Get out of town here. Seriously, that bait is amazing looking. We got to watch this again because I can't. So with forward sonar, it's going to be. It just in general. There's so many applications with this. It's that twirling action. I just love this. So basically, you're having it's what I love about this lure is the slow death presentation in walleyes. When it first came out, it was such a secret for the longest time to have that twirling crawler, that half crawler just twirling on the back of like a bottom bouncer or something. It's just a very unique action, something that they hadn't seen before, a very, I think, triggering action. And so now to have that action where you don't have to worry about a leader, right? Like a bottom bouncer, like a Lindy rig or something, you don't need to have that. I think that was typically used on like a bottom bouncing rig, if I'm not mistaken, that slow death. That curve of that hook it was like an Aberdeen hook that had a real bend in it that made that crawler twirl. Now to have that in like a jig, okay, where you can use it for forward sonar, or you could use it for any kind of jigging application, but to have that like slow death action in a jig is a big, big deal. So I think Berkley, of all the lures that are coming out, I think this one's the most exciting because that's such a unique action. I think it has not only obviously applications in the bass fishing world or in the walleye world, but it should in the bass fishing world as well. There's not enough like cross-pollination, okay, in bass fishing and walleye fishing. There's a lot of techniques that they work well in for both species, and this is going to be one of them. I think, it's marketed to walleye guys, but it's like this should be great for bass fishing too. So super excited about that bait. Kudos to Berkley. I got to get my hands on that thing.